Hello students, we are meeting once again through this video. In this video we will discuss about chapter number 1 of geography portion of standard 8. And first of all, I want to tell you one thing. In my previous video, if you have any problem regarding your chapter, you can ask me in the comment box. So let's start the video. Let's start the new chapter, that is chapter number 1, resources. Now, before starting any new chapter, first what we have to do? We should know the meaning of chapter. What is resource? Can you tell me what is resource? Yes, resource are all those things, all those materials which are freely available in our surroundings, by which we can satisfy our wants. By value addition to it, we can make that resources valuable for our life. As you know, nature comprises so many things: land, air, water, river, sea, ocean, all these things. There are so many things that is gifted by our nature. So, and with the passage of time and development in our science, now we have much more ability. We are much more able to convert those resources into the finished product through which we can satisfy our wants. In ancient time, people are not aware of the use of all these things, so they are totally dependent on their environment. In this video, we will discuss about the type of resources. What are the types of resources? And there are 3 types of resources. First is natural resource, second is human-made resource, and third is human resources. Now, in first, natural resources. First, we will discuss about the natural resource. Natural resource. Natural resources. By its name, we can guess the meaning of natural resources. Means all those resources which are gifted by our nature comes under the category of natural resource. That is same land, air, water, sunlight, whatever. And technology and time keeps very much importance in the natural resources, because without science and technology, we are not able to convert those resources into the finished products, and without the human skill also. There are still so many resources whose actual use is not known to us, and we don't know how to use those resources and develop those resources. Actually, we don't have the modern technique to exploit those resources and make those resources useful for our life. But it might be possible in future that with the help of human effort, we can invent modern technique to use and exploit those resources and make it useful for us. The need of human beings are not same everywhere. They are different in different regions. It totally dependent upon the social, political and economic status of that country. Means there are so many poor countries there in the world. They don't have enough technology, enough science to exploit those resources and make it useful for their life. Now, the next more important thing is that the utility of those resources, any natural resources, is determined by the following factors. First, the form in which it occurs. The form in which it occurs. Second is the place. Third is the effort of human being, the effort of human. And fourth is the cost of processing. These are the factors. The utility of any natural resources is determined by the following factors. Just for example, if some mineral resources occur on the earth's surface while other may occur deep under the earth's surface, then it will be very expensive. It will become very expensive to process it. If the place, the form, effort, cost of process means if it is very expensive to process that mineral resources, then people will leave it. It will better to leave those resources. Now, on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin, the natural resources are of two types. First is biotic resources and second is abiotic resources. Number one, biotic resources. Number two, abiotic resources. On the basis of its origin, resources are divided into two parts, that is biotic resource and abiotic resource. Biotic resources includes all living things, that is, just for example, plants, animals, and microorganism. And the feature of biotic resources is they can reproduce. And these are the renewable resources, means they can be produced again and again. Now the second is abiotic resources. Abiotic resources includes all non-living things. For example, land, air, and water. These are non-living things. Means if they get exhausted, we can't produce anymore by our effort. These are the non-renewable resources, and all these resources are keeps very much importance for the development of our industries, and these things are present in the limited amount on our earth. Now the second one is, on the basis of development, there are two types of resources. First is potential resource, on the basis of development. There are two types of resource, potential resource and resources and actual or developed resources. Potential resources are those resources whose actual amount is not known to us. Means it needs potential resources needs conducting of surveys, and it can be used in future. For example, there are so many waterfalls in Africa, but to generate the electricity depends upon the height and speed of the waterfall. But this technology is not present in Africa. Means they don't have due to the lack, we can say that due to the lack of modern techniques, they are not able to generate electricity, hydroelectricity from that resources, that from waterfall. So actual and developed resources are those resources whose actual amount and quantity is known to us. Many countries has conducted so many surveys for its estimation. For example, we know that in which region wind is blowing at the high speed. So we can install a windmill there to harness the wind energy. Next is on the basis of renewability. Now, on the basis of renewability, there are two types of resources: renewable resource and non-renewable resources. First is renewable resource. The meaning of renewable resource is that the resources which can be renewed by the process of reproduction or by the process of by chemical process, by physical process, by mechanical process, we can renew those resources. And these are also known as the inexhaustible resources. Means if we use these resources in excessive amount, it can't be exhausted. But unfortunately, human beings are destroying and polluting the environment, and due to this it creates unbalance in nature, and this results also in the extinction of some type of plants and animals, and some plants and animals are already extincted from this world. Now the second one is non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those resources which are present in fixed quantity on the earth, and these resources can't be reproduced if once they get exhausted. So these are also known as exhaustible resources. Next, on the basis of distribution. On the basis of distribution, there are two types of resources. On the basis of distribution, there are two types of resources: ubiquitous resource and localized resource. Ubiquitous resources are those resources which are present everywhere. For example, air, water and sunlight. Means air, water and sunlight are present everywhere, so these are the ubiquitous resources. Localized resources are those resources which we found on the certain places. Just for example, minerals, gold and silver. These resources are found at certain places. So these are the localized resources. Now in this video we have discussed half part of the chapter. In next video we will continue with next part. Till then, take care.